Are
we on?
What's up?
Are we on?
We live now.
Oh, what the fuck?
I told you, bro. And this will be a blooper. I'll put it on later. Episode 11. Welcome
Cut
back.
two.
What? Part 1 of 2.
What?
This is part 1 of 2.
Dude, you don't tell them that, bro.
Oh, we don't tell?
It's like those TikTok videos, you know? Like when you're like watching. Like, oh, I don't have enough time. Part 2.
Oh, you just want to kind of like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Now they're expecting that we're going to cut it.
And then we don't. They're like, what happened to part 2?
Yeah, that was the point, dude.
Episode 11. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for taking your time and listening to us and following us. And like I said, we're on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere. We might be inside your home right now.
At your mom's house.
We're definitely inside your mom's ear right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Yeah, so, we're in your ear. Yeah. We're in your girlfriend's ear.
So
we're in your husband's ear.
Yeah. So if you guys get it on, you're welcome because it was our sweet boys.
Like we should do like. This is just a fucking crazy thought.
What's that?
Like we should just make like. I mean, this would be a little graphic, but.
A porn?
No.
Together?
No. Yeah? No, just kidding. No, like sounds for like when you gain it on.
What do you mean?
Like just that's sounds. Moaning? Huh? No, not the moaning, bro. Like I don't know, like just sounds, bro. You know, like when you sleep you listen to like well sounds or like.
Oh yeah. That's you wanted us to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like great job.
Yeah.
Keep going, buddy. You got this.
There. Yeah. And you're done.
Nah, like, what the fuck? Just kidding. Edit that out.
I can't do this. It's a lot of work.
Dude, that's a blooper, though, man. You just can't.
No, I'm going to leave it as
you're going to leave it in there?
So imagine people listening to that. Like, oh my God.
It's like, what
God. You know,
it's like, yeah, buddy. Nah, but they're probably gonna cancel us now for sure. I mean, we are already canceled.
But that's what makes us, bro.
That is true.
We're between Andrew Tate and and Logan Paul.
No, I think Logan Paul's changed though. I think he's cool now.
Dude, he's dude. There's another thing on that. He has a script. We're not script.
He does have a script, and I kind of low key upset that he called out Bad Bunny. Whatever though, but
yeah,
I think he's changed, and I like his podcast.
Yeah, I like it too. But my thing is, though, look, for us, unless we get some sponsorship,
we're unscripted, we're raw, and we're in your ear.
Yeah, and you might want to get checked after this.
Yeah, buddy, I like that.
Tell me it's him.
That's a merch. That's our merch.
Oh yeah, that's it. Uh-huh.
That's our merch.
Yeah,
we're in your ear.
We're in your ear.
Get checked.
Yeah. Are we in your ear?
We're in your ear. No, it's we're unscripted.
We're unscripted.
We're raw. We're in your ear.
So go get tested right now.
Right now.
But hey, this is we're episode 11. So
episode 11.
Yeah, episode 11. And so if everyone out there, thank you,
dude. That's like the first time you used that?
I know, dude. We have that. You didn't know that?
No. I mean, you showed me before, but like we're at 11 episodes in, and that's the first time you use that.
Yeah. It happens.
But yeah, I mean, episode 11, we're back.
And we're black.
Oh, bro. No.
Dude, I'm 2% black, bro. I checked
the 2% black.
I'm like milk. The red cap.
The red cap. No, it's the blue one.
2% blue cap.
Stupid.
I don't even know I can't drink milk, so that's why. I don't know.
Milk is good. Drink milk.
Yeah, I'm lactose though.
Do they still do those commercials that say "Got Milk"? No. Or the magazines? No.
Got dick is what the next.
You're 2 inches? Nah, bruh.
Hey, that's all I need, bruh.
You sure?
That's what my spouse told me.
I think she's being generous.
Oh, you think so? She lied? Should I call her up?
Put on blast.
Nah.
Call her up right now. Call her up right now.
No. She's sleeping.
With another guy? Oh, you hear it first. Oh,
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
We beat TMZ. We got the juice.
Yeah. That's gonna be the Try Guys. Have you heard of that?
The what?
The Try Guys.
No.
It was real quick before we get to our topic because we're about to go off topic again.
Yeah, you.
Is this YouTubers Try Guys? They try different food, different stuff, you know. Anyways, there's 4 of them. The main guy who started all, let's fucking go with Nick, whatever. He got caught in an affair with this girl that he brought in or whatever. So technically his employee, and people caught them in the club, and they started messaging his spouse through Facebook or Instagram saying, "Is this your guy?"
Damn.
Yeah, and then so that girl was engaged to her fiance for I think 8 years or something.
What the heck?
And then he was married for I don't know how long, and yeah, so they kicked that guy out of his own YouTube, and
Damn.
And the girl's still there, but
Damn.
Yeah,
These unfaithful.
But for us, nah, we faithful, we good.
Yeah, we faithful, we loyal.
DMs,
we
don't
loyal,
bother.
bro. You know how many DMs I shut down? 'Cause I'm loyal.
It's probably spam accounts, but
Loyal. Yeah, it is spam account. But
all right, so we're getting at it. We're gonna go to it and talk about what we need to talk about.
don't got none, bro.
That's it.
That's it. Cutting it.
So 6:57, we're cutting it.
Yep.
Thank
Tune
you so
in
much.
next time. No, but dude, it's. I said this last episode, but it's October. October, dude. Come on, cue the sound. There you go.
There we go.
It's October, and it's. I was trying to think of something around October, but it didn't come to mind.
Or like October, bro. Locked.
It's October, and it's spooky season. Spooky.
Oh yeah, so it's very spooky.
Spooky.
Gonna go and talk
A little
about
spooky.
things that we scared. Some stuff that Ceelos got.
I just got some stories from Reddit that I'm just gonna read to you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 11 stories from Reddit that I guess people just talked about.
And I post a link here so y'all see what we're talking about.
You can see it. You can put links.
Bro, did you know I can put chapters on the YouTube videos?
Damn, bro.
I can, so they don't have to watch where they can just skip to the portion that we're like talking about.
Well, maybe they could just stop that. Maybe like, hey, this guy's cool. He just made that up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, bro, I'm a techie. I'm that guy.
Let me say so.
All right, so what's up?
But like, before I get into the stories, do you have like any scary stories that you personally have experienced? I know, like, looking in the mirror is already scary.
Dude, it hurts. We're gonna cut it, but no.
It's like pain. He's like,
it's like we're gonna talk Reddit, not feelings, bro. Yeah, I have one where. So okay, so I have one. So this is where I used to live in. You dig in San Diego. When I was back in the military, ladies.
He got kicked out.
Back then, they I can't say it. I'm getting canceled. Anyways, they. Oh yeah, so the DD, but I decided to stay. You know, I dropped them off at the club, my buddy, and all these other peeps that dropped them off at the club. Went back home. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill, watch some movies, take a rest, whatever, you know. So I'm laying in bed. The lights are off, and so my bed faces the bathroom, and then to the left faces the bathroom, and then whatever on the corner there's the door, to go to the hallway and all that. Mm-hmm. So I'm tired. I turn around, bro, and when I turn around, the TV's still on, but I feel this arm, dude. Just this heavy ass arm, like hairy and shit.
Hairy?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And then I feel like, like a pressure, like someone's like laying and hugging me, bro. And I legit look over in the hand. I see the hand.
You can actually see the hand?
I can see the hand.
Damn.
And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna turn back around. This is what the fuck. So I turn and I look, and nothing, bro. And I don't know if I was dreaming or not. If this happened, but it felt real. And so I look back. There's nothing there. The arm's no longer there. I face forward again, and I see a fucking like a demon face. And right there, I close my eyes. I start praying, and then I go and run and turn on the lights. But I legit felt that arm, like you just feel someone just behind you with the arm all heavy, and it was just, yeah, dude.
You haven't felt anything like that ever since?
No, I think back then, I mean, this is, I was really.
You were a sinner?
I was a sinner, you know, and so that happened. That was one, and I feel that's because I was, you know, I'm still a sinner, but I was very, you know, on the evil side there, but then I was in my bedroom again, and then I'm laying there, and the TV goes all staticky. Again, this can be a dream, whatever, right? But it felt real. And all of a sudden, again, I'm like laying there. I look at the bathroom, and I see this girl in a white dress, like, you know, kind of like the ring. Mm-hmm. And she starts walking over me, and the TV goes all staticky, and I just can't move. You know those dreams where you just like you can't move and you're trying to move. Mm-hmm. And dude, like I again close my eyes. And I, you know, started doing prayer, wake up, and yeah, it's just those kind of like, and this happened in San Diego, you know, and it's just, I never had those here. Yeah. It just happened when I was there in that place.
In Utah? Nothing ever bad happens in Utah, you know?
Yeah, in Utah, it's like...
Nothing ever bad happens over here.
But that was just scary, and I was just... and I was like, what the fuck is going on, you know? So that's kind of one of my examples that I had, and it was pretty trippy. And that was day... I also did have a dream that I can say, like, I just legit knew it was a dream. Mm-hmm. I didn't have my mic all the way in. Anyways.
But I've been hearing you.
Yeah, that's weird, right? I think I was picking up on your mic.
Maybe?
Yeah. So, in this dream, dude, I mean, I still remember it. I was walking over to... Like, the place looked kind of like a mountain area, and I see this figure standing there, and it looked like an angel, white angel, just, you know, chilling on the top. As I'm getting closer and closer, I see this angel just turning black. Like, he's you know, it goes from white, and then slowly, like, kind of closing into black and stuff. I've been able to turn around and look at his face, and he said something to me, like, I can't remember exactly what those words were, but I knew. I was like, oh shit, I'm fucked, you know. Like, this is the angel of death, like, whatever it is, you know. And so I'm like, what the fuck? So in my dream, all of a sudden, like that, I'm in the ground area, because it was a hill. So now I'm like on the ground, whatever. And I see this person standing there, and he starts to whip me. And I felt those. It was so realistic, because I felt the hook, the whip had like little like nails. You know, like how Jesus, like how they said in that movie. Like, remember that movie, the Jesus movie, that Mel Gibson or whatever did. Do you remember?
To be honest, bro, I've never actually seen it. What those movies, bro?
Well, anyways, it and then they showed in that movie. They showed like kind of like nails or hooks or whatever it was. So yeah, so when that demon or whatever it was started hitting me on my back, bro, I legit felt those like...
You felt it?
Yeah, I felt them sticking in my back and then pulling away, you know?
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that right after I had that dream and all those experiences in San Diego, I told myself that I was gonna stop drinking as much as I did, swearing and all this, and not sin as much, you know, because I was doing crazy shit. And I stopped having those type of dreams. So, you know, I can say it might be a religious thing, it might be whatever, but that's some trippy ass shit, dude. And for me, it's like, but now, because my beliefs have changed, I'm not really scared of the dark, you know, but now I have like, okay, this is the reason why it's happening, or this is, you know, why things are happening. I kind of like try to see, okay, like see the reason behind it, instead of just being like, oh my gosh, it's like a ghost or whatever.
Yeah, like find this reasoning of why you, like, you know.
Yeah, but it's like they say too, is like, if you believe in God, then you must believe in hell, you know. If there's a heaven, there must be in hell. Mm-hmm. And so in general, like, you should still, you know, think that shit can happen like that. That's my shit.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
you had anything like that, but
I mean, I never really like, not like to the point like me, maybe like you felt like an arm and like you saw that. I mean, I do have like scary dreams and stuff, but I don't know. Like for me, I've always been. I've never been like a scary cat in a way.
mm-hmm.
I've never been, and I mean, when I was younger, I would always have to sleep with the TV on, because I was always scared.
Yeah.
And funny story. I mean, like going to that, it's just like I would always leave the TV on, and I always had to be Disney Channel,
Yeah.
because I couldn't handle watching like those scary commercials. But for me, it's like I think probably like the most weirdest thing that I experienced, or like paranormal, I would say, is one time like we were staying at my in-laws, and me and my wife were just in bed, and she just woke up in the middle of the night.
Who?
My wife.
Oh shit.
She woke up in the middle of the night and she pointed to the corner and she said, "There's someone standing there." And I woke up and she's like, "There's someone standing there." And I got up and I'm like, "Dude, there's no one there." But she was asleep. She wasn't like fully awake. And she just went back to bed, and I just kind of got up. I got up and I looked and there's nobody there. I'm like, "You tripping?"
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only time that I've like actually
You experienced that, but
like something like that, I mean, I don't know if it's like because she was dreaming, or I don't know because she actually saw something. But like I said, she didn't look like she was awake, so I don't think she physically saw somebody.
Yeah.
But she pointed to the corner and said, "Hey, there's somebody there."
That's
and I was like, "No, there's nobody there."
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like the closest thing that I've had.
But do you feel? I mean, like what's your thoughts on? Do you believe in the paranormal?
I believe there's. I mean, I think there's like spirits among us. I feel like they're, walking in the spiritual world. Like they could be some here. They could not interact with us. But I mean, I also think like there's actual harmful spirits, like demons, that do try to make contact with you, and like if you are getting closer to that spectrum of like maybe not in detail like of heaven and hell, but like in that side where you're like sinning, that they do have a stronger connection to you, because I think they could do that stuff too. So I do think of that. But I mean, like I said, I never really experienced.
Yeah, I had I mean, I'll ask again, but I wanted to bring this story because it's fresh. But I had this friend of mine that his kids were, or one of his kids, like either they thought that he was possessed, or it was like, okay, so like they took him to the doctors and they said, it might be some, and it's not schizophrenia, it's psychosis, right? Which is kind of like similar to schizo. Mm-hmm. But he said that he remembers going in there, like my friend, his brother ended up going to their house, and he said that his brother didn't tell him a crazy story, that he went in there to talk to his nephew, and then the nephew was kind of was grinning, he was kind of like just kind of grinning about like when he saw him, and that's because his brother had a holy water with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And so his brother went in there with holy water and was just like, "Yo, like, what's going on? Like, I feel like something, like, let's talk, So he said that all of a sudden, they had a pet or something, and it went into the room where the brother was talking to the nephew, and the dog was scared. Like, he had his tail between his and that happened as soon as the nephew was looking at the dog. Like, so then the dog just right away like leaves,
Yeah.
And so so then the brother starts talking to the nephew, and he's like, "Hey, so what's going on? Blah blah blah. Like, I know you went to the hospital and all this." And then the nephew's like, "Oh, there's 7 of us." in here right now.
Damn. I was just be like, oh, all right. It's like, all right, I'm out.
You know? And so,
head out.
And so he's like, what's up? He's just like, oh. So then he's like, he just like, oh, well, like, you know, I don't know what kind of conversation they had, but the brother ends up leaving and was just like, I was scared. Like, I didn't know what to do. You know, it was just like, I just started crying because it was just crazy, the feeling that, the energy that was there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, whoa, like, what the heck, you know, like, that's kind of strange. But he also said that that the brother heard another story that nephew told, you know, the mom, like, was like, hey, I kind of feel you. I know what you're going through right now, and you're weak, and if I wanted to, I could kill you.
Damn.
Like the nephew, you know.
So the nephew said that.
Yeah, the nephew said that to his mom.
Damn.
Like, is that trippy, bro? Like, what do you
Dude,
like?
that's trippy. I mean,
you know, like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, like, to kind of just being like, oh, I kind of feel you, and I know what's going on. Like, you know.
Like, you think he's possessed and like type of thing.
And then, you know, medical, it's like you'd say, oh, it's psychosis or schizo, but on the religious side, it's like, well, like, hey, this guy's possessed, you know.
Hmm.
Like, which one
well,
is like?
Yeah, you hear it with those, like, I mean, I know it's in movies and stuff like that, but you hear those, like, killers and stuff like that say, like, someone told me to do it. Yeah. You know? So it's like, I think there has to be something that comes to play, you know?
Yeah. And it's like for me, I'm like, I don't believe that shit, but it's just like when you hear, like, you're like,
yeah, like, I'm not like the most religious person, but you kind of have to sit back and think, like, okay, what is it? Yeah. Like, because why are people thinking this way? Or why, you know? So it's
just, I don't know. For me, it was just trippy, like, just, you know, just thinking about it, it's just like,
kind of gives me the chills, you know?
Yeah. Like, for me, I would be like, oh, shoot, like, pray, like, you know. And I remember telling Laura about it, you know, like, mm-hmm. Spouse, and it was just like, and she was more of like the medical, you know, she was like, oh, like, no, it's explained, you know, schizos or psychosis patients or people, they always talk about seven people, or, you know, religious people translate into 7 demons or whatever it might be, you know. But I'm just like, there has to be
there has to be a
something, you know.
Yeah, there has to be something else,
like,
in the sense of like, okay, what makes him think this way or say that? Yeah, you know. And I mean, religious people will say, well, yeah, it's the same, you know, the same demons trying to possess and stuff like that, you know. But it's just like, it's crazy, man. I mean, I don't. But you think about it, it's like, not everyone experiences this type of stuff. Yeah. So what is it? Is it because you're more religious? So you're closer to that? You're opening the door to that type of stuff? Or is it because when people don't believe that, they're not very religious, so they don't see that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they were religious or not. It's just hard to explain, you know. Again, you know, again, I feel like they can happen to anyone. Or it can be a mental, you know, not issue, but I can't remember, like a mental condition, you know. But it's just that it can someone be normal and then all of a sudden just switch like that, you know, just mm-hmm. out of nowhere, just go through that. And so for me, I'd be like, I'm right in the middle, because I believe in God and stuff like that. So for me, it's just like go more of like possession type of stuff. But I also see some. You know, I
could see like the scientific medical reasoning behind it.
Yeah, but it's just like, how did you cure it? You know, and just recently we ended up seeing like my spouse and I, we saw the movie Smile. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, I've seen it. I wanted it. It looks interesting,
dude. And for me,
it looks trippy though.
Yeah, it's trippy, and we even saw a TikTok about it saying that people that suffer from schizo, that triggers them. Because that's technically how they feel. And it was the same thing, you know, it's like voice in the head, whatever it is, you know. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's... Of course, the movie's trying to, you know, freak you out and stuff like that, and it works. But thinking of it again, and then connections with the story is just like, what the fuck, you know?
It's like, I could see that happening.
Yeah, and it's just like, for me, it's just like, well, this is religious, you know, and it was thought more of like a medical issue when it's just like pray, stuff. It's crazy, and so I think when you hear the story closer to home, which I mean like more like a friend that you're like, oh shit, this shit's like legit here, instead of like watching a movie, you're like, I don't know anyone,
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, like that type of stuff is crazy, dude. Like, but like I said, I really don't really. Yeah, dude, I haven't really known anybody. I mean, besides you that you're telling me this, but that like gone through that type of stuff, So I just think it's like it's crazy, scary. I like it. It's October.
Ooh, we're gonna go with the scary.
I think every time I say October,
I know, bro. I'm gonna be on scary.
Huh?
Oh, we do what?
Every time I say October, you gotta. Yeah, there you go.
Boom. Cue it. Give me 1 second, real quick. There we go.
Cool. Nice.
So that's my stories. Yeah. That's what I got. I mean, if I think of any more, I'll say it. Instead of like
as you're going,
like, oh yeah, like this happened, or I know this person, or whatever.
Well, I mean, we're Hispanic, and we grew up with these tales,
Mm-hmm.
of like black magic and that type of stuff, of people that could tell your future and that type of stuff, Well,
let me, because I just thought. Yeah, real quick. Talking about black magic, real quick. Yeah, that happened to my grandma. Her story saying that happened to her. Someone put black magic on her, and my uncle, because my mom's family of 3, like her and
mm-hmm.
2 brothers, whatever. The youngest one, he had his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck, and so when they talk to a white magic, because there's like black magic and white magic.
Yeah,
he was like, oh yeah, someone so and so put this black magic spell on you, and this is why you're kid.
Yeah, and like for me, I like my mom used to be all about that stuff. We would actually go with this guy. He was like blind in one eye. I still remember. And he would just like say the craziest things and stuff.
Yeah,
it was crazy. One time, like they do like with an egg with the huevo. They clean you and stuff. One time he like I don't remember who it was, but he just cleaned like one of us. Like, is it me or one of my siblings? And like he cracked the egg, and like in water, and you could just see like things.
That's crazy.
I don't remember like to detail what it was, but it was crazy because he was pointing out things that I'm pretty sure my mom never disclosed to him, but he was saying things that did happen.
Yeah.
So I just think it was like
you're like, oh shit.
It was like, oh shit. It's crazy what we Hispanics do,
No, it's trippy,
and I do think there's such thing as like people that could see that type of stuff,
Yeah, I had going back to military. I had this guy who was freaking like just not like a feeling and things and how it happened, right? So this kid, he said he could read palms, and damn, dude, I think I'm carrying this podcast.
Yeah, I'm just listening to your stories. Yeah, it's about time.
And so we're standing there. We're in formation, because they're gonna check, make sure that everyone's there, and blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that, he was reading people's palms. He's like, oh yeah, you're gonna get married. You'll get divorced here, and so you'll have this many kids. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, well, that's cool. So what is he doing? So and him and I became close. And all of a sudden I'm like, dude, like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I can read palms. And I'm like, well, what do you see, or how is it? He's like, oh, like, the palms, like, I see words. I see, like, first I see auras. I can see people's, like, auras. And then I can see, like, letters and words coming out of people's hands. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
He's like, what the hell?
So we start information, and then...
he looks at your palm. Yeah, he looks at your palm. He's like, you jerk too much.
He's like,
you jerk off too much.
There's a lot of cum in here. I can't read it.
He's like, bro, you gotta lay off. You gotta lay off a little bit.
He's like, you're gonna die. He's like, what? It's like, yeah.
It's like,
how many times you jacking off?
Yeah, it's like, bro. He's like, looks at. He's like, dude, chill, man.
I know.
He's like, ugh. He's like, and then you see the other one. Oh, bro, you're a lefty too.
I'm ambidextrous, bitch.
Yeah.
No, so he. So yeah, there's people in front of us, whatever, and he's like, yeah, like this person, I can see like his words coming out of his hands or some shit like that. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm like, dude, I'm like, read my palms, you know? And dude, the freaky shit, he's just like, dude, I can't read yours. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't read mine? He's like, first of all, real quick, he's like, you have this aura that's really bright, blah, 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 you know, like it's, and I just can't read your palms. And so I'm like, what the fuck? He's reading everyone's palms and he just doesn't read mine, you know? So I think your training was 2 months, 3 months. So whatever, after that, I didn't ask him to read my palms. I had his number and we all, you know, graduate, go to different locations. And I call him up and I'm like, bro, why didn't you want to read my palms? He's like, because the things that are on there, like, I just don't want to tell you.
Damn.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Probably left you like hanging a little bit, you know, like, what
yeah,
the
and
fuck?
I'm just like, dude, it's just fucked up. And for me, I'm like, dude, like, we're really cool friends. And so what, like, and I'm, you know, he let me hang. So until then, I'm just like, what was it, you know? That he just didn't want to tell me. Or is it because we came too close that he's like, oh shit, I don't want to, because, you know, that was kind of how I left it off. And now, like, as you know, this person I am, and I'm like, I don't believe in those things. You know, if you do, you know, like, that's on you. Like, I have nothing against that. But I feel like he didn't want to say that, because the way I see it now is like, when someone tells you, hey, this is gonna happen to you, right? Instead of avoiding it, you make it happen, right? You can people call it manifesting or whatever it is, you know. But it's just like, okay, if I do this, this won't happen. So you start going this way, but then by doing this now, you actually make it happen, you know. But without knowing, it would have never happened. Or I guess you can say it would have happened, but you would have never known. You know, it's confusing, right? And so that's
it's kind of like you, like, if I would tell you, hey, I could read your palms.
Yeah.
And I just read your palm, right? And I could be like, hey, I see that you are in the future driving a fancy car. You're like, oh, okay, whatever. But then you're like, you just think of that somehow. And then all of a sudden you buy a new car. And then someone tells you, oh, it's a nice car. You're like, oh, damn, he was right. You know, you could have. Yeah. But it's just like you have that in the back of your mind, you know? It's just, and like I said, I'm in the fence in that too. I'm not sure if I believe in it or not. Like, one time I got my cards read before I got with my spouse and stuff, and she would just tell me some things. But it's just like,
that's good.
But it's crazy though, like the things that this person said to me when they read my cards. I mean, it's not super crazy, but it's just like things like, okay, that's weird. Like, how would you? But I think it's like, I want to say that they took a lucky guess, but I think it's crazy, you know? Yeah. And I'll tell you more about it when we get to part two. Part two, leave them hanging. Leave them hanging. You know what's up. Leave them hanging. Because it's October.
Right.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, my bad, bro.
Man. No, I look stupid, man.
You're pointing at a computer. I forgot, bro. I got it. I was just thinking. This is my thing, right? Like, I know people that have done that, the whole reading cards and whatever it is, you know. And for me, it's just like, I don't know, like, it's just like they say, would you want to know when you die or how you die? I mean, you know, and it's like, I don't want to know any of it, you know. Because if you know when,
if you know when it's like you're already seeing that and you're living your life based on that knowledge. Yeah, you know, because with someone putting an expiration date on you, then you live your life a little differently. Yeah. So
if you would live your life to the fullest, if you, let's say you're gonna die in 5 years, or if
you would do, you know, I mean, you would do things, you know, like I'm gonna max out my credit card, or I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. Or and then in 5 years, because you're like, fuck, on this day.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we find a cure for you.
Yeah. It's like, damn it.
But yeah, dude, I mean,
or how you die, you know, it's just like you're gonna die in the shower, so you just don't fucking take showers.
Yeah. You know, it's like,
it's like, what the fuck? It's like, or you do take a shower, but you had to have your spouse in there the whole time.
Yeah. But it turns out plot twist is the one that kills you.
Oh shit! That's
it's your spouse that kills you.
Well, you know, it's just like a lot of, and so anyways, so for me, it's just like I don't. That's my own personal thought, opinion, and feeling. Is
but yeah, no, but like now that you didn't go to part two, bro, that we were supposed to like cut part 2.
So what?
I was gonna say my story, but I was gonna say that's the next one.
Well, we'll keep going, bro. Just remember this.
But I won't remember.
No, my phone died.
Well, your phone died?
Yeah.
What the heck was it?
Dude, now I gotta walk.
What's that? You got no phone?
No phone.
And you've been speaking shit. Right now they're listening. Spirits, they're listening to you, bro.
Bro, you better walk out to the car with me, dude.
Nah, bro. I'm just gonna see you from a distance.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it right there.
We're gonna cut it right there. We're gonna go back. Like I said, we were talking about reading cards. Javi doesn't believe in that. I'm in defense of that.
Yeah, and I'm not against it, but that's just my own personal opinion.
I'm interested by it though. I mean, if someone else was to come up and say like, "Hey, you want your card read?" I'd probably be like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
I mean, just because I'm curious of what's gonna say.
Yeah, it's the thing, same thing, and I'm gonna talk about this even here too, because we're gonna talk about it part 2, but I'm gonna talk about the whole crystals too on the next. What do
you mean crystals?
Those crystals, those people that believe in crystals.
Oh, like the good vibes and the energy ones and all that stuff. Yeah.
So that's gonna be on part 2. Stay tuned. Remember,
stay tuned. Part 2.
Follow us on TikTok and subscribe on our YouTube and. Listen to us on all the 3 platforms, Yeah,
Spotify, we're all in that. Listen in. Yeah, I'll tell you what they say about my cards read. We'll bring in the stories that I found on Reddit.
Yeah.
And we'll see if you think of any other like scary stories that you may thought of. I'm gonna be listening to this podcast and all of a sudden I can hear something about you. Like if you're listening, dude, imagine you listening to it and you just hear someone in the background.
Oh, dude, and this mic
pick up everything, bro. Like literally everything, bro.
Like he listened. I had a phone call and he listened to everything.
Yeah, dude.
So it's just trippy. So I'm not. You know what? I might just not.
You might even listen to it, bro.
I might just even just put it like that, raw. Like what is it?
Raw,
unedited.
No, it's unscripted, raw, and it's in your ear.
And you better get tested right now.
You better get tested. So, dude, I'm really thinking of bringing out merch, bro.
Yeah,
we should bring out merch. We should wear it.
Yeah, and do that.
I think it'd be cool.
I'll work on that, dude.
You can't work on the design. I got the design. I used to take. I had a class in marketing, so I got you.
Like what? 20 years ago, bro.
Anyways. More like 3, bro. Because I'm like 21.
So thank y'all for listening. Stay tuned. Part 2 coming back for you.
Because it's October.
Yeah, it's October.
Dude, come on, quick! It's October. And it's spooky season.
Yeah,
we gotta be more on track. We need someone that can do that.
I know. We can't be doing everything. I'm doing everything. So I think you're.
All right, we'll see you part 2.
See ya.